You know, I've been around a long time. I've been playing video games since I was a kid. I was around when podcasting began. I was on podcasts with some of the biggest Xbox-centric social media people today, and I sort of fell out of all of that stuff because I noticed that it was becoming more about, being somebody on social media than it was about actually people that were knowledgeable about video games or even people that were actually playing video games. It was just about impressions and followers and hits and subscribers and who's the leader of a community. And it's just all complete nonsense. And I watched people who were hardcore Xbox gamers become PlayStation gamers because Xbox just wasn't delivering. And then I saw those people ostracized and called flip-floppers and all kinds of ridiculous names that 40 and 50-year-old men honestly just shouldn't be using. And that, again, is because of this weird social media hijacking of what actual video gaming is all about. Now, Game Pass. I'm watching, people talk about Game Pass in a way that's really strange to me. It's not about games. It's about lists. How many games are in there? What games are coming? Why isn't this game coming versus that game coming? Take Final Fantasy VII, for instance. I don't know if you know this, but anybody over the age of 30 knows that Japanese-style role-playing games just didn't skew well to the original Xbox. The audience for the OG Xbox was primarily American. It was primarily a shooter box. They tried extremely hard to get that support. They even founded games based on, the father of Final Fantasy, Mistwalker Studio, Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, Infinite Undiscovery. There were quite a few okay Japanese role-playing games. They didn't rise to the level of the Final Fantasies, but they tried. They just didn't find that support. And what's important to remember is that not only didn't they find that support in Japan, but they didn't find that support in America with Xbox gamers. And that's still something that happens. Yes, if you're one of those people that says, well, I play JRPGs on the Xbox, that's fine, that's great, you should play them. But there aren't enough on Xbox to make it meaningful, which is why you're seeing big deals like Final Fantasy VII happen. But, well, if they don't sell well, why is Crisis Core coming? I'm seeing that online as well. And the reason is because, listen, developers are still trying. Xbox is still trying. This is the prequel to a big world, Final Fantasy VII. So why wouldn't they want to try out the prequel? Let's see if the audience responds to it. So you can't spend all day online again talking about social media impressions and trying to get followers and trying to be the Xbox guy if nobody buys Crisis Core. Most recently, I want to talk about Horizon and I want to talk about The Quarry. Now, if you look at the sales split, and I'm just going to go with the UK here, and then I'm going to break it down for you in a way that's meaningful, okay? So, in the UK, Horizon Forbidden West is the number one game. It's a 95% increase, and this is physical. This isn't digital, which is the bundle. This does not include the bundle of Horizon Forbidden West in the PlayStation 5. Then you've got The Quarry. The Quarry sold 77% on the PlayStation platforms, PS5 and PS4. Only 13% on the Xbox. Now, I know plenty of Xbox people, and I talked to them about The Quarry, and none of them, not one of them, said, I'm going to buy that game. All I heard was either Final Fantasy VII isn't coming to Game Pass, or I'm just going to wait and see what comes to Game Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, not everything is going to come to Game Pass. Game Pass is not a substitution for what Xbox is. You still have to buy video games. There are still developers out there who are making games that do not want to put them into a service. They don't want to take a check and then give all of the benefit to a company and their service. They want to just sell their product, and that's fine. Absolutely fine. You can have a service, and you can also have a system that allows for everyone else to be able to sell their game. And I worry that with Game Pass now, there's this sort of weird transition happening where it's not about video games anymore. It's just about number of subscribers, number of games in a list. If you're champion, if you go, I'm going to lose my mind because it bothers me. It does. I've been playing games a long time. I love video games, and I don't want to see an industry where no one can make money. Not one person can make money unless one company's subscription service is the dominant choice. You've got to go out, you've got to buy video games, guys. You've got to do it. The quarry should be selling. There should be an even split. Now, you're going to say, well, this is just physical in one region and Xbox is primarily digital. It doesn't mean that no one is buying those games also digitally on the PlayStation platforms. These are just physical sales. When you add in the digital sales of Horizon and the Quarry, in addition to the physical sales, I can guarantee you it's still going to be higher than Xbox. Now, I really want to touch on this because there's this strange thing I'm seeing happening with social media. It's not about video games. It's about, who has the most followers, who's the Xbox guy, tweeting things that make absolutely no sense, talking about, features and specs that nobody cares about. Not one person cares about these things outside of social media. People are buying PlayStations for video games. They're buying PlayStation for Horizon, for Ghost of Tsushima, for Spider-Man, for Last of Us, for, Gran Turismo is number 9 still on the charts, physical UK, right? Factor in the US sales, factor in digital sales. You've got to stop with this social media driven nonsense. Not one of these people that I used to podcast with that are these huge Xbox people play Xbox. Their profiles are open. Go take a look. It's absolutely ridiculous. Not one of them even has a history with the Xbox. Take myself, for instance. All right, before the OG Xbox was around, I was playing on PlayStation 2. OG Xbox came out, got it, beta tested. I think it was NFL Fever, custom soundtracks, the hard drive, all of that stuff. And then all of the games that they were trying to grow an audience with, I purchased. Sudeki, Enclave, these are great games that nobody purchased because it was just about shooting things. And Microsoft tried incredibly hard to change that stigma with great, I don't want to say great because I already said they were kind of okay, but Blue Dragon's a good random battle Japanese role-playing game. Lost Odyssey is good as well, but again, they're not the traditional JRPG games. But they tried, and then when the 360 came around, they leaned heavily into third-party deals and shooters, Gears. Now they're trying to grow an audience with a subscription service that no one wants to, do anything other than that subscription service. I don't understand it. This social media driven nonsense, the people who are hyping Xbox daily on social media, and I want to be clear, no one's going to listen to me. No one's going to take this video seriously. There are going to be ridiculous comments in the comment section, but I promise you, if you want information, if you want to know where an industry is going, you don't talk to 20-year-olds. You don't talk to 50-year-olds who are absolutely just insane because of social media. They see that they can be part of a group. I read a tweet yesterday and someone said, I purchased an Xbox because it makes me feel like I'm part of a family. Think about that for a second. This is somebody over 20 years old, purchased essentially a toy so that they can go on social media and engage with people rather than actually use that toy. You have to get back to what makes a system great, and it's video games. PlayStation's got video games. They created new IPs, new characters, new worlds. They're the only company, the only system last generation that created 2 brand new characters and 2 brand new worlds that were successful, Horizon and Ghost of Tsushima. And they're going to do it again this generation. Get off social media. Stop following these idiots, and they're idiots. They're using you. They're either incredibly smart and using you to get subscribers and ad revenue, or they're just really bored old men who hate their lives and then run to social media to feel important. It doesn't make any sense. Stop supporting this nonsense. Go out and purchase video games if they're not on Game Pass. I said this before and I'll say it again. Games that are not coming to Game Pass are just as important as games that are coming to Game Pass. And if you forget that, then you're going to get less and less of quality content and more of just what one mega corporation and a couple billionaire CEOs want to give you. You want to talk all day about how corporations are bad online and CEOs are evil, but then go out there and hype up things for them because you can get followers on social media and you can feel important? I'd much rather be somebody with 100 followers than somebody with 90,000 who knows absolutely nothing about video games. It's time to stop the nonsense. The people that flip-flopped, they're not flip-floppers. They're doing exactly what people should do, playing great games on a video game system when they come out. That's it. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's time to stop this nonsense. Game Pass is great. If you don't have a lot of money, I get it. But it's not the end-all be-all, and certainly third parties should be able to find more success on Xbox than they are right now. Thanks for watching.